The summer is winding down, and with the changing season, a lot of questions pop up about the housing market. So joining us this morning to answer some of those questions, we have Monique Gilbert from Team Matchmaker right here in mid-Michigan, and we appreciate you being here. As always, we want to invite you to follow along at home our conversation just by scanning that QR code on your screen to get more information about Team Matchmaker. You know, the bottom line, a lot of people just want to know, is this a good time to sell a home?
It actually is a really good time to sell the home. Out of 18 years, I would say this is one of the most distinct times that I have seen where it really depends on where you live. Even in the 7 communities, counties that we serve, there are vast differences that we're finding. And then nationwide, huge vast differences. Some, it's very much a seller's market, and other places, it's very much a buyer's market. And so it is a great time to sell your home, but there are a few things that your agent will need to do that might be a little trickier and more comprehensive than before.
Can you give an example of maybe 2 different, counties, let's say, or is it more of a regional thing?
Some of it has to do with price points and location, but we're seeing it being a little bit more of a balanced market, like in Saginaw County, for example. The average days on market is about 39, so it definitely has gone up. Our average price has actually gone down in Saginaw, and it's low anyway as compared to the national average. But places like, strangely, Ogemaw County over for 2025, their average sale price has gone up about 22%, which is crazy. And so it's definitely more of a seller's market. But what I've found is lakefront, waterfront, I guess, properties are selling like hotcakes, which I have had a great time selling several of them the last couple months. So
I bet. So it's really, all of this is based on the data that we're seeing.
It is, and I think so. Having an agent who is being able to use tools to find out who are the prospective buyers for this particular property, because you really have to be able to do the research and find what kind of buyers do I need to target, and then what kind of advertising is going to work best for me to capture those buyers. So I think for sellers, it's really important that they have an agent who is using a broad spectrum of not just exposure, like putting it out everywhere, which we do in a variety of ways, but being able to use technology. We are using a lot of AI on our team to really do that research and say, who wants to buy this property? How can I best put it in front of them? And then having the tools to do so.
A target audience. Now, how should a home be priced to attract buyers?
Very competitively. Okay. The research is showing that you definitely, at this point in time, in all of our markets across the several counties we serve, you don't want to price too high, because it's just going to sit there. And so it's actually showing that if we price it, let's say I get a price range in my analysis from $250 to $270, any of those prices being acceptable, you're going to want to list at $250. The research is showing that if you're going at the higher end, you're going to end up with a lower sale price than if you start at the lower end and are able to build up a more competitive listing and get more people in the door.
Well, that's interesting. Now, will reducing the price that you're asking, will that be necessary to sell a home?
That depends, I guess, on if you priced it accurately to begin with. And it also really depends on the area. We are seeing certain places like in Bay City and in Saginaw, in the actual city limits, if they're not priced real competitively to begin with, there are more and more price reductions than what we have seen, over the last 4 years. And it is really hard to garner the attention on a property. If it's been on the market for more than 30 days, people tend to think there must be something wrong with that property.
Oh, okay.
That's
really interesting. Is there anything else that people need to know if they're thinking about selling a home? Or even buying a home?
It really, in our market, it's very, very much pretty much what we would consider a stable market. It's not a super buyer's market, it's super seller's market. We're able to get deals that are great for buyers and sellers with a lot of creative options, like buying down interest rates and that targeted, search for buyers.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Monique. And we want to make sure you can get in touch with her. Go to the hot links section of WNEM.com and click on hot links there, and we'll get you connected.